it's kind of like the closest that you can get to dying without actually dying. Like, it's basically through the air at speeds that should not be humanly possible. Because of that, I always think that there are two types of people in the world. People who like roller coasters and people who are not mentally ill. I, of course, am mentally ill. I have depression, but don't worry, I also have commitment issues, so I can't kill myself, so you don't have to worry about that. Another thing that I really like is the Dollar Tree. You guys ever been to the Dollar Tree? It's the $1.25 tree now, but whatever. You can't beat the prices. I really like the Dollar Tree. I wish they would make like an online version. A lot of things are going online now. I think it'd be pretty convenient. But I don't think that it'll ever happen anytime soon, just because there's a lot of Christians in this country, and God said that we can't have idolatry, so I don't think it will happen. I think they'll go for it. Another thing is that I watch a lot of movies. I'm a big movie watcher. Recently I watched Edward Scissorhands for the first time. Pretty good movie. I didn't know much about it, but now that I do, I realize that the title is kind of like brutal. And think about it, but he doesn't like the Scissorhands. He hates the Scissorhands. They're like his biggest insecurity, which I did not realize before I watched it. So everybody's just going around like calling him Edward and then his biggest insecurity, which is awful. I feel like everybody went around calling me Nora lopsided boobs. It just be awful. I'm from Chicago, not the suburbs, from the actual city. Yeah, but I there's good things about the suburbs too. One of them is that you don't have to go through the rite of passage. If you want to be a real Chicagoan, you have to have somebody masturbate to you on the blue line. Not very fun, and I became a true Chicagoan at the ripe old age of 14. I wish that was a joke. But there are some cool things about public transportation. I'm a pretty big fan of it. One big thing is that if you get creative, you have to be pretty fun. I've never been surfing, but I have been on a CCA bus, which is kind of the same thing. Because if you're on there without holding onto anything, you really gotta get like a stance going, and then when it stops, you gotta like lean with it, and if you stop, you gotta lean back with it again. So it's really fun. It only costs $2.50. You don't have to go to the beach, anything like that. It's pretty good. Another thing about me is that I don't really have the highest self-esteem. I don't find myself like super attractive, but that's okay because I don't really think that there are that many good-looking people who are very funny. I've never met somebody really good-looking and been like, I like talking to you. That's really cool. So I don't really mind. People like to argue about whether like men are funnier than women or like women are funnier than men, but I just think that an ugly person will always be funnier than an attractive person. And while people are arguing about that, they also like to argue about whether men or women are more dramatic than each other. And I know for a fact that men are more dramatic than women. I can tell you that because when I was in high school, I never really watched like Marvel movies or like DC comics, anything like that. I have a lot of flaws. Thank God that was not one of them. But I had a lot of male classmates who were very into it. And one day during class, I thought it would be really funny to pretend like I thought that DC and Marvel were the same thing. And it was really, really funny, but not quite as funny as 2 seconds later when a random boy in my class reached across the table, put his hands on my neck, and throttled me like Homer Simpson. It was awful. I felt like Bart Simpson, which is interesting because Bart Simpson does kind of come into my life a lot. A couple weeks ago, I was at work, my place of employment, and a man walked in and he told me that I sound exactly like Bart Simpson. Which is weird for 2 reasons. Number one, that's not really true. And number 2, that's like the meanest thing that you can say to a teenage girl. You tell a teenage girl that she's going to start doing stand-up comedy.